I have amazing friends here with me today, Wendy and Lensi from Louisiana. They're sisters, and Lensi is a independent salon owner, and Wendy, she has owned a salon for over 25 years, and now she owns a studio space for independent salon owners. So welcome.
Thank you.
I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm so excited to get to interview you guys today. And we have a little guest with us too, right? What's his name?
Bago, like Winnebago, the campers. He's a
Oh,
big
that's
Bago, yeah.
Bago. So welcome, Bago, as well.
Yeah.
We'll start with Wendy. Wendy, tell us a little bit about your journey as a salon owner and how you went from behind the chair yourself to then, stepping away from the chair and then ended up selling your salon to now open a space that is for individual salon owners.
Graduated high school and then went straight to hair school. And then after hair school, I worked at a salon for several years. And then I was 22, decided to open my own salon. It was wonderful. I loved it. So I had that for 27 years, just recently sold it. A lot of hard work, creating systems. We started from no systems, no nothing, just had good work ethic. Just really the customer service, treating people well, really making people feel special. And then, we were able to, over the years, win awards, grow, charge more than most people in our area. I loved it. And so I retired my shares about 15 years before I sold the salon because I wanted to spend more time working on the business than in the business. So at that point, we created a 3-day work week where the stylists would work just 3 days a week. A lot of them made extremely well, did very well financially. It was wonderful, loved it. And then I just was ready to sell the salon. And so I did that and transitioned, and now we opened some studios where individual stylists, independents can rent space from us. And I love that as well. So much of it was just hard work, knowing how to treat people well. I always said 80% is a personality and 20% talent. So if we know how to treat people well, connect with them, make them feel special, you can charge good. Clients appreciate that. So yeah, the talent's very important. So we really trained our people. It's just real important to have education, and the clients appreciate the education. They want to know that their stylist is trained and educated. Love that I am retired from being in the salon every day, and love now that I get to work with just independents and teach them and show them. So much fun.
I love creating. I like being creative. And I feel like the hair industry was just that, which I didn't realize. So I'm very grateful that Wendy and my mom talked me into that. And it opened up all kind of doors since then. So it's been really fun. A lot of hard work, learning a whole bunch. Because when I started, I didn't know anything. I didn't know how to talk to people. I didn't know how to treat people. I'm the youngest of 4 girls. So I was just very shy. I didn't really like making eye contact. I didn't really like talking to a lot of people. I was just shy. So Wendy, being a salon owner, really helped me with all of that. For me, my journey was like really just getting under her wing and learning how she treated her clients. That was really big for me. If I wouldn't have had a mentor, I wouldn't be where I'm at all. I know that. So just getting with somebody that's been there, done it was, I think, what really helped me to bloom into the stylist that I am today. I'm very strong into that. Now that I have my own place, I'm like all about people really like learning and growing before they just spread their wings and fly. And so, yeah, that's my journey. So I worked at Wendy's salon for 16 years, did some education over there. And then when Wendy opened up the studios next door, she sold her salon and then opened up the studios. It just made sense for me to go ahead and do my own studio. So that was really scary. I'll say thank you also to Rebekah. She's honestly the one that made me spread my wings again. The opportunities were there, but I was honestly very scared to do my own thing. So it was so comforting and comfortable to work in a commissioned salon and everything's done for you and you do really well. And it's like you do your work and go home. So it was really easy. But I know you don't grow in your comfort zone. So with Rebekah's guidance and coaching, she really helped me like spread my wings and say, hey, we're moving tomorrow. You're going into your studio tomorrow. And so that's how I got there. Actually, a year ago, tomorrow, is when I moved in there. So that's kind of where I'm at now. Wendy has individual studios and I started there. Loved it. It was really great. Everything, you got a shampoo bowl, you got 2 chairs, everything to organize, all your color, everything in the room. So it was really nice to start there. And then Wendy also had a larger room. So now we have grown out of that one and went to the larger one. So we got to work Fashion Week, a lot of different seasons. First assistant for Laurent Philippon, which that's always been a huge blessing because he's really cool to learn from. When you're working on clients, doing all these other things, it helps bring the inspiration back to them. It's like when you go and do all these other bigger things, you bring it back to your clients and they really value that. And I'm able to do, I feel like, more for them because I have a more creative because of it.
Okay, so I have here Salon Today, Wendy on the cover, which was awesome. How did this come about, Wendy? Tell us a little bit about how this started.
In 2012, so that was, been a while back, we had a meeting in the salon and we said, what can we do to make the salon better? We were really thriving then, growing, had a lot of good employees. Some of our employees were having kids, and someone said, I'd like to work less, maybe 3 days a week. And I was thinking, oh boy, but we did ask and we had to explore the thought. So we took a little retreat. We took the weekend to kind of look at it all. And we said, you know what, we could do a 3-day work week. At the time we were working like 4.5. So I said, if we would, gradually titrate down to 4.5 to 4, 4 to 3.5, 3.5 to 3. And this went over like a 6-month or might even been a year period. It was a while. They went up on their prices and started working less. We were pretty efficient before, but even worked on efficiency even more, where, our little tagline was make more, work less, and higher profits, happier staff. So the team just like loved it. And so anyways, long story short, we had won awards and, very grateful, a lot of national things. The Salon Today magazine, we had won that top 200 a bunch of years. I don't remember how many exactly, but one year they chose to put us on the cover. And on the middle of that, I don't know if you want to show that, there's Lensi on there, myself, and we had 2 managers then, and we had all branded out 3-day work week. It was a lot of fun. So we kind of started consulting and helping people in their salons just to learn how to be real efficient, make money, and just teaching the stylists to, be very successful as well. So I always said the salon doesn't make money till the stylists make money. And some people want to have their own business. Over the years, I've seen that more and more. So we're providing a place where people can have their own business. It's a lot of work. I'll say that when you work in a commission salon, it's all done for you. Yeah. And you can still make a lot of money, but not everybody likes that. Some people just want to, they want the freedom to make their own hours and all that stuff. So I guess advice I would give to like a newer stylist would be, it's important to work in a place that's got that structure, whether it be you work with an independent that's already very successful that you get to learn from them, or in an environment that's a lot of employees where there's good leadership. And you can learn there's so many facets. Again, it's not about the hair so much. It's about that. That's important. Clients want to know that you do a good job. But there's so many people skills and professionalism. And, you have to work in a place that all the bases are getting covered as far as like just a professional environment. So I would just encourage to find a place like that to work in, or hire a coach, someone that can help you. It saves so much time. Over the years, we've had a lot of coaches. Rebekah was a coach at Signatures for a season, and just so good. So, just encourage people to find a person that can help mentor them and help them to see maybe things that they might not see to help them get to that next level. A stylist can do very well. They can make a lot of money. I remember when I first started, they were like, oh, what are you going to school for? I was already graduated working at a salon. And they just didn't see a salon professional as a real professional, So it just took time for people to see that. But you can be very successful.
Well, and to be one of the top 200 salons shows that you are, because there's quite a lot that you have to measure up to even get that award. So yes. Congratulations for that, for having it so many years. You did measure up, your salon obviously brought in the right amount to be able to even be qualified for that. Because I know there's a lot of criteria to be considered one of their top 200 salons. Were they able to actually make enough money just by working 3 days?
So nobody made less. They all made more and they worked less. So, but it was a titration of, again, going down from that many days, charging more over time. Yeah, they all made more. And so they loved it. Even working as an independent, you can work 3 days and be very successful. So the 3-day work week doesn't just work for a commission salon. It works for anybody, because, hey, we all want to have balance, and be able to do the things we truly enjoy. The more professional and better job that you do on your clients, the more you can charge, the less clients you have to have, and the more you can be home. So the way that it worked at Signatures is the girls will work Monday, Wednesday, Friday one week, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday the next week. So every other weekend they had a 3-day weekend, and they just worked 3 days a week. They loved it.
That's amazing.
And we did coach for a little bit. That was fun, but you have to be an organized person to work that way.
So if a salon owner is interested in bringing that in, what would you recommend that they do to get started on that?
So I think it's important to have a good structure in the salon, so everybody kind of has to know responsibilities, what needs to be done. You need to have a good front desk system, whether that's, you answering the phone or someone else. But here's where I work these days, and I just need to see the most amount of people in these days. So it's a matter of like double booking, so I see a color. It's a lot in the booking, how the booking works. And then it's in the conversations that we have with our clients on why we're charging more. All the while the girls are getting continued education. So they were traveling to New York. We did a lot of in-salon classes on why we charge more. So we're having those conversations. We're going to open our prices. We're charging more. We're working less. So what we did at the salon, we only had at that time 2, 4, 6, maybe 8 stations, but we were able to hire 16 stylists. So the salon's overhead didn't go up much. So the profit increased, so because the salon doesn't make a lot of profit normally, it's like a 10% or even less. I mean, I've heard salons make as little as 5. So we were able to get up, our gross up. So the gross went up. And so the net, the 10% of the gross was a lot more than what it was before. The salon was happier. The employees are happier. The profits were higher for everybody. So I would just say, there's got to be a lot of order. Whoever's booking, if you're booking your own appointments or having someone help, basically it's just that efficiency piece. You got to learn to be real efficient. And if somebody wants to work more, and some did, then we would allow them to work if we had a chair available that they could work extra. But most of them were happy with the 3 days that they worked.
They made more in the 3 days than they did in the 5 days.
I was one of those stylists that did better with 3 days because I had a different mindset. They would teach us little ways to be more efficient.
Yeah, so we did a lot of training on efficiency, how to be efficient, but how to still have that quality appointment, but people want to get in and out too. They don't want to be there all day. So everybody appreciates that efficient piece as long as there's like a lot of focus and connection when they're there.
Wendy, what would you say is your advice that you would give to someone starting out opening a full service salon? What advice would you give to them?
I would say you got to want everybody to win more than you want to win yourself, if that makes sense. So you got to be willing to be selfless and pour into others, because really the salon owner doesn't win until the employees win. So it's always like a ship rises together. The owner has to be a selfless kind of person, because it is a lot of work. It's one thing to be a stylist and to be busy with your own clients. It's a totally different thing to have employees and they have their clients, and now you're trying to oversee the whole shebang. There came a time where I retired my shears, and this was 10 to 15 years into having it, that I retired my shears because it needed so much work that I wasn't able to do everything I needed to do for the business and see my clients. So I gradually titrated down to 0 days a week. It's a lot of work, because it's not about you. You almost have to become just, you're just making sure everything is just always going like smoothly. So I would just say, really decide if that's what you want to do or if you want to be an independent. In the studios, we have some that are just independents. They rent. It's them, me, myself, and I. They go in, they do their thing. Very simple, very, very simple. Or you have maybe some who want to have, people who work with them. And, then you have to start deciding, do I do payroll taxes? Is this a 1099? What do I have to do law-wise? And there's a lot more like things that go into play when you have people that work with you. Then you have to start thinking about them and their personalities and their clients. And there's a whole lot more to think about. So you have to think about how you want to trade your time, because what we're doing, we got to work is we're trading time for dollars, So you have to think, where do I want to spend my time? Do I want to spend my time with just clients where I can charge and, and go home and not worry about the other stuff? Or do I want to spend my time growing a group of people with me? It's a whole nother skill set. It's a whole nother hat to wear. It's a hat's multiple plural, but some people want to do that. I did. I wanted to do it and I loved it, but then I got tired. I was like, okay, moving on, something different. I just think, count all the cost and consider before you get into it, because you always want to think about how you want to land the plane too before you even get the plane off the ground. And I was too young to think about that. I was 22 when I started my salon, So I was just trying to think how to get up as high as I could get it. And I got it up as high as I really wanted to get it. And then it was like, okay, how do I land, and I did, and I was able to sell it and walk away, and it's still going very successfully today.
It is a different mindset when you're an independent versus when you have a team. And when you are behind the chair, even if you have a team, if you're still behind the chair, you still have that mindset of an artist and your own, work, versus stepping away from it and really thinking about the people that you're raising up, because that's really what you ended up doing. And I think that's great. You ended up saying, okay, now it's time for me to be more of a mentor and help to raise up other people. And I know you raised up Lensi to be, the great stylist that she is today. And now she's independent, but it does take that heart of serving others and really stepping into that place of wanting to not just be an artist, but to be a mentor, really.
Yes. And wanting people to be even better than you.
Yeah, like you can't have any sort of jealousy or any sort of, competition with them. And I think that's why when someone does step away from the chair, there is sometimes it's really hard for them. I've talked to a lot of salon owners that are like, I can't step away. I can't move from just being a business owner. Like they have too much of an artist mindset, or they have too much of a hairdresser mindset too, where they just really want to continue with their own work as an artist versus stepping into that role. But I think there is that balance. If you stay behind the chair, there's that balance of, your team versus your own work. It's hard to probably juggle that. Probably why you came to that place where you're like, okay, I have to lay these down and step into this new role, because it's two sides of your brain working, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it really is. And I always thought I couldn't lay my shears down because the clients were so attached to me. But after I did it, I realized I could have done it 5 years prior. So really, whatever you want to do, you put your mind to, and you can do it. And you may have to have a coach to help you, like, walk you through that, to show you how to do it. But it can be done. Even the selling the salon, I'm like, I could never sell the salon because it was so part of my identity. And Rebekah, you helped us with that part, But I've walked, I did. I sold it, and now doing other things, and I'm grateful that I did. We're big on prayer, just like pray and ask God to show you what you want, what he wants you to do. And then there is a way to do it. You just have to decide and pray, and he'll show you the steps.
What's different, Wendy, about them getting a booth rent from one of the big chains? I won't mention names, but one of the big chains out there versus your space.
Ours, everything's inclusive in one room. So there's not the hustle and bustle of everybody sharing a shampoo area, or, and everybody has a private room with a glass door with a blind that closes. So you have your own bowl, you have everything you need to run the salon. They have their own, serve their drinks and everything in their own little rooms. And then the clients have the common area of the restroom, and then the sitting area in the hall. And then the stylists have a break room. And then what sets us apart from other studios and suites, I guess in general, would be locally owned. We have a lot of knowledge to share with the girls, so we coach them if they have questions or concerns, or, so we're able to coach them and help them. So we'll have like classes, we'll provide like color classes, or our CPA will come in and teach them, how do you reconcile a bank account? How do you keep track of blah, blah, blah? We'll get them to tell us what kind of things would you enjoy or appreciate, and they'll tell us, and then we'll have a class every once in a while for them.
And then they have access to you and your world of knowledge with what you've been through with owning your own salon. So you obviously, have that available to them as well to
That's right.
ask questions. And
happy to share.